Are you storing your whiskey wrong? This is a Your Drinking Buddy special report, a year in the making. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So a year ago, they released this Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923. Pretty darn great whiskey. Ended up doing fairly well in my whiskey tournament at the end of the year. It's one of the better releases from last year. One of the best Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs in a while. Love this bottle. But there was a little bit of controversy when it came to which batch was better than a different batch. And so a friend of mine sent me a sample, and I had that batch and this batch, and I tasted them side by side, and they were identical. And it turns out this is pretty much what everyone who did this blind on their own figured out. There wasn't any difference between the batches of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923. It said C923 on it. It was the same as all the other C923. But it gave me an idea. I thought I should see if I store something in the standard way, in the whiskey bottle. I stored some in a sample bottle, which I only poured halfway full. So it's been sitting almost a year with that much, half oxygen, half whiskey. And then I also poured a sample into plastic. So we had one plastic sample bottle, one glass sample bottle that was half full, and then the whiskey bottle that's, it was about here when I poured it out. So it was from a full bottle. So anyway, are you storing your whiskey wrong? Should you not be storing in sample bottles? Should you not be storing in plastic? Will we be able to tell the difference? Is just keeping it in the bottle the best way to go? That's what we need to find out. Ideally, all three of these whiskeys should taste identical. There should be no differences between any of them, but there's always a chance that maybe one of those sample bottles is not the right way to store whiskey. So let's find out. Okay, fortunately, they appear to have the same nose. So what does that mean? It's brown sugar forward. It's a little bit of cherry oak thing. There's a little bit of a peanutty thing on here as well on the nose. So on the nose, no bad whiskey. Let's try them on the palate. I'm going to rinse in between each one because we got to be very specific here. So yeah, that's super cherry, like a medicinal cherry, brown sugar, vanilla. I don't know why I rinsed so early though. I probably should have waited a minute. Anyway, I might have ruined the finish on that one by drinking too early. Anyway, I'm in my own head here. Let's just go to number 2. We'll go back through them again. So. Now this is very interesting because I'm not noticing a difference between the first two. It's interesting though, because there's a little bit of an off-putting flavor that I don't remember off of C923. So I don't know if this is maybe because I'm nitpicking here. I'm trying to look for something, so I'm noticing something that I don't normally get. But there is something a little bit akin to a Sharpie marker on both of these, where it's like that, smelling like an Expo or a Sharpie marker. Oh yeah, water. Guys, so the third one does taste a little bit different, and I dare I say it tastes a little better. And I've heard people say the plastic caps on, now this could be like, because I didn't know this. So this could be like Inception. People do say those plastic caps on the whiskey vials sometimes make their whiskey taste like Sharpie markers, and I'm just realizing that right now. So is that a plastic thing? Maybe the plastic bottle / the plastic cap could be affecting the whiskey. There's no plastic on here. So we got a real cork and we got a glass bottle, so. I really do feel like, this one is a little bit better. I think the only thing we can really do is reveal and figure out what's going on here. So the bottle was better. Wow. Okay. Now, between these two, we know one of them is the plastic bottle and we know one of them is the plastic cap. I'm going to drink them again and see if I can figure out which one tastes worse. We need to know. The plasticky thing is stronger on this one. This has got to be the plastic bottle. Nope, that's the sample bottle. Okay, so I'm actually getting more plasticky taste off the glass bottle with the plastic cap. This is a plastic bottle with a metal cap. Yeah, plastic bottle with metal cap. Tastes slightly less plasticky than just the plastic cap. Wow. I didn't expect these results. I think this could be a problem. I would caution you to store whiskey in sample bottles for longer than a few months. I definitely think there is a noticeable difference here. So here's what I need you guys to do. Have you ever done anything like this at home? Have you ever tested anything like this out? If you have, I need to know in the comments. Let me know. Do you think I'm crazy? If you do, pour a sample of something and save the bottle and test them a couple months later and see if you can notice a difference. Yeah, I know you won't know if I'm right or wrong for a couple months, but I am telling you there was a noticeable difference, and I don't think that's a good thing, especially considering right now I'm looking at a good like 150 to 200 sample bottles that I have whiskey stored in. Ooh. Man, I might not open any of my bottles for a while. I think I need to drink some samples. I had one final thought before we moved on from this. We need to normalize 1 ounce sample bottles. Let me explain why. Somebody sends me a couple samples. I pour about half. It's a 2 ounce sample bottle. I pour about half in the glass. I drink that half. I set the other side half aside for later. It's good in theory, but I think that is affecting the flavor of the whiskey in long term. And you can send out more samples to people if you do 1 ounce sample bottles. So I'm asking you as the whiskey community to normalize 1 ounce sample bottles. Anyway, drinking buddies, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Every time you guys like these videos, every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. I could not do this without you. Cheers.